So to celebrate 25 years on the market for this range coming from New Balance, they actually dropped a few color combinations and also a collaboration with $1 million. But in today's video we're gonna have a look at the colorway which I would consider that is gonna be a general release. Hello guys and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It really helps out the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. In today's video guys, we're going to have a look at this new range, I would say, which at least for me, I never saw it anywhere at an outlet or even on store or even online. But it seems that this one was around from back in 1999. So let's go ahead and take them out of the box, which as usual will come in this dark gray colorway, which will just have this New Balance logo in this silver color here on top. So let's just go ahead and take them out, guys. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at a very interesting colorway for the New Balance 1000 in this Angora colorway. So as I mentioned earlier guys, it seems that this one dropped around 25 years ago, and now in 2024 they actually brought this one back in few colorways. We also had quite recently that collaboration with $1 million, which for sure looked quite nice and for sure had better materials than the general releases. Nevertheless, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second or even the third colorway which dropped for this range. So this one in this Angora colorway, at least here in the UK, dropped for the retail price of £150, which would be around $165 if I'm not mistaken. Which I would say that given that this one looks quite nice and also has a very lightweight and comfortable midsole, it's a decent pricing. But unfortunately, as this one will be a general release, the upper will have mainly just synthetic materials, which for sure are not feeling that great on foot. But given that the colorway width actually quite decent, I wouldn't say that the price is that bad. So in case you don't want to pay resale for that collaboration with $1 million, this one is unfortunately for now the only colorway available, at least on end clothing, which still sits in most of the sizes. So let's go ahead and also do a breakdown of this one, guys. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have a mix of a few materials. As a base layer we're gonna have this nylon mesh, which will also have this honeycomb design on top. So this one will be present for most of this upper and for sure will act as a base layer for most of these overlays, which unfortunately will be a synthetic leather material, which will come in this off-white color, which will be present here at the front of the turbo section, where we're also gonna have like a reflective hint on the lateral side and an embroidery on the medial one. Then we're also gonna have this 1000 stitched here on the lateral side of the turbo section alongside the back of the heel section as well. Then this leather will also be present on both sides as a mudguard. We're also gonna have it just below the lacing system. This one also be present here at the back, covering most of this heel section and also the collar section as well. Then in the midfoot we're also gonna have this N letter, which will be made out of this TPU material in this silver color, which will have this green edge. So this one will be present on both medial and lateral side. As in for the actual lacing system, we're gonna have these loops in this mint and green colorway. We're also gonna have some normal punch out holes in between these loops, so you can choose whichever you want from these two. So this lacing system will keep in place these gray flat laces, and underneath these laces we're gonna have a good amount of padding for this tongue. which as you can see on top will have this synthetic leather which will keep these laces in place. And at the top we're also gonna have this New Balance 1000 lettering. Finishing here at the back of the shoe, guys, we're gonna have, as I said earlier, the 1000 stitching. We're also gonna have the New Balance lettering on top of this gray, and just above we're gonna have this nylon again, which will come in this blue color. And on top we're also gonna have this N logo, which will be stitched. So going now inside of the shoe, guys, for this one you can see that we're gonna have an extra padding just above the Achilles section, which looks quite nice. So inside we're gonna have this whitish lining, which will have a decent amount underneath, so for sure this one will keep your foot quite good in place. And also at the bottom we're gonna have a normal foam insole, which will come in this white color, and this one will have imprinted here at the heel section New Balance running alongside the New Balance lettering in this pinkish color. So now, guys, we can go to this cream absorb midsole, which will have a dual density. So I would say that the design for this one, it's actually quite simple, and I would say that this absorb material actually feels a bit more squishier than in other releases coming from New Balance. For sure the level of comfort for this one will be quite good. As you can see, we're also gonna have some pink accents here at the front and also at the heel section. So I would say that this midsole actually looks quite nice in combination with this upper. So now, guys, we can finish with this rather thick rubber outsole in this black color, which has a very interesting design. For sure the grip for this one will be quite good. As you can see, we're also gonna have this stability web here in the midfoot, which for sure will give it a bit of a structure. And here at the heel section, we're also gonna have some absorb exposed alongside this New Balance lettering. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for this one, to be honest, I went with a recommendation from another YouTuber, which he was saying that even though he has wide feet, he decided to go with a half size down. But for me, as I have a skinny feet and I went with that half size down, I feel that this one, it's actually a bit too snug. So most definitely I would suggest you that if you have skinny and normal feet, to just stick with your true to size. And just in case you have wide feet, guys, most definitely I would suggest to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this front part of the shoe, which is actually quite narrow, is not going to be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this brand new release coming from New Balance for this 1000 range, which it seems that it's celebrating 25 years on the market. In my opinion, it's looking actually quite good. I really feel that the colorway for this one, it's perfect for the summer. Unfortunately, the material used for this release will actually have a lot of synthetic materials, which for sure don't feel too good on foot. For sure, I would have expected to have at least a few panels with some proper leather. In my opinion, I feel that just that collaboration with Emily Andor, which actually dropped in 2 colors, looked the best yet, and they also had proper materials as well. But in case you don't actually mind too much these synthetic materials, I would say that this one is actually quite an interesting and a very comfortable pair of shoes coming from New Balance for this summer. So I really hope that New Balance will drop some proper materials and other colorways for this range. I really feel that this one, it's actually quite interesting, even though it has a design from 25 years ago. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this brand new release coming from New Balance for this 1000 range. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!